Hey, how's it going? This is PK, Pastor Kevin, coming at you on Friday, December 3rd, 2021. Good to have you here. I wanted to speak for just a few moments about this situation with Alec Baldwin and the cinematographer Halyna Hutchins. I think I'm saying her name right. The shooting of Hutchins, the cinematographer on the set of Rust. This is a horrible tragedy. I feel terrible for everyone involved. I feel terrible for Hutchins' husband, children, family, all involved. And I feel sorry for Alec Baldwin. You know, I'm a fan. I like him. And the whole thing is very horrible. You may have watched the Alec Baldwin unscripted interview with George Stephanopoulos on ABC News last night, December 2nd. Very interesting. I feel bad for everyone. It's a horrible tragedy for Hutchins, the cinematographer, the director, Joel Souza, who was also wounded, their families, the crew. It's all terrible, and I feel bad for all of them. But I have to say that this whole situation looks like a situation where whatever you sow, you reap. Because many years ago, there was a similar incident in which then Vice President Dick Cheney, as you may recall, accidentally shot his friend while they were hunting. It was an accident, we all believe. He wasn't killed, he was wounded. And it was very tragic for Dick Cheney and the friend and their families. But Alec Baldwin decided to go on Twitter and make derogatory, critical comments about Dick Cheney. And he made more than one comment about that, really highly criticizing Cheney. Now, this has nothing to do with politics. I'm not interested in discussing Dick Cheney's politics, Alec Baldwin's politics. I just find it ironic that many years ago, in 2016, 19, Alec Baldwin decides to make derogatory comments about Dick Cheney accidentally shooting his friend during hunting. And then here we are in 2021, and Alec Baldwin is at the center of a similar situation in which a gun was in his hand. He says he did not pull the trigger. The bullet went off and accidentally killed this beloved cinematographer. Now, I believe that Baldwin did not intend for this, and I feel bad for him as well as the victim's family. But it's very ironic that Alec Baldwin made fun, made critical comments, made judgmental, derogatory, insulting comments towards Dick Cheney and his daughter about an accidental shooting. And now Alec Baldwin himself is now at the center of an accidental shooting. In fact, Baldwin said on 2019, December 5th, 2019, almost 2 years ago, 3 years ago, almost 2 years ago, Baldwin said on Twitter, Liz Cheney, he tagged Liz Cheney, Rep Liz Cheney talks and seems so much like her father. I wonder if she's ever accidentally shot a good friend of hers in the face. Now that's ignorant. Why would he feel the need to say that? Liz Cheney had nothing to do with her father accidentally shooting his friend during hunting. And there's no reason to believe that Dick Cheney intended on shooting his friend. But Baldwin has made more than one comment, which I will not repeat, on Twitter, criticizing and making light of the Cheney hunting accident that happened. And now, again, it's very interesting, very ironic that now it is Alec Baldwin who made those comments about Dick Cheney unintentionally accidentally shooting his friend while hunting. Now it is Baldwin who is at the center of this terrible tragedy in which he was holding a gun and the bullet went off and it was another accidental shooting. To me, it shows that the Bible is true when it says, whatsoever you sow, that you will also reap. It also says, death and life are in the power of the tongue. That's in the Bible. So whatever you sow, you reap. What goes around comes around. Alec Baldwin did not help anybody by making derogatory comments towards Dick Cheney and his daughter when Dick Cheney was the one who was involved in an accidental shooting. And now it is Alec Baldwin who is at the center of yet another accidental shooting. The Bible tells us over and over again that whoever exalts himself will be humbled, but whoever humbles himself will be exalted. And I think Alec Baldwin has exalted himself by criticizing, making fun, making derogatory comments towards the Cheneys when it was Dick Cheney who accidentally shot somebody. Now it is Baldwin. The shoe is on his foot. So I say, stay humble. Any one of us could do something accidentally and harm somebody. Never look down upon somebody else. There is, of course, a time and a place for moral accountability to ask someone, why did you do that? But not from a position of being smug or arrogant or self-righteous. Every time somebody looks down upon somebody else for doing something with that judgmental, smug, self-righteous attitude and demeanor, it always comes back. It always comes back and bites them in the you-know-where. Over and over again, I see examples in the world of UFC, mixed martial arts, when it was defending champion Ronda Rousey defending her championship against Holly Holm, who was called the preacher's daughter. Ronda Rousey refused to touch gloves, which is a tradition in boxing and mixed martial arts, UFC. Touch gloves before you fight, before the match begins, before the bell goes off. You touch gloves. Holly Holm put out her gloves to touch, and Rousey refused to touch gloves. Simple, respectful gesture ignored. What happened? Holly Holm knocked down Ronda Rousey and defeated Rousey for the championship. Over and over again. A similar thing happened to Conor McGregor, also in UFC. I know I'm bouncing around here, but I just want to say that stay humble. You can be confident and still be humble. I'm not saying be weak. You can be meek and not be weak. You can be humble and not be a doormat. I'm not suggesting that you be a doormat or always walking around belittling yourself. No, I mean stay humble, stay kind. You can point out something as being bad or wrong, but don't put that person down. Don't be overly critical and judgmental about somebody who has done something wrong, because the next time it could be you who has done something wrong. I can't look down upon somebody who has made bad choices or an accident ended up tragic, or somebody who has said something that they shouldn't have. It's fine to point out the sin and point out the wrong, but I shouldn't belittle or demean that person. You can point out the wrong in their actions and words, but not actually being derogatory towards the person and condemning the person. That's the difference. Any one of us can fall into sin. Any one of us can make the wrong mistakes. I have committed many sins. I stand in need of the grace and mercy of God like anybody else. So I can point out sin without being smug and arrogant towards the sinner, because next time it could be me who is sinning in a way that is hurtful or harmful towards somebody else. So I say, stay humble. Those who exalt themselves, those who get on social media like Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat and just condemn other people, those are the ones who end up being humbled in some obvious way. So stay humble. Let God exalt you. Forgive and you will be forgiven. Show mercy and you will be shown mercy. Judge not, lest ye be judged. Luke 6:37. It says in the New American Standard Bible, it says, do not judge and you will not be judged. And do not condemn and you will not be condemned. Pardon and you will be pardoned. Or in some versions, forgive and you will be forgiven. So that verse, like many others in the Holy Scriptures, tells us that whatever you give out to others is what you get back to you. And I think that has happened, unfortunately, tragically, to Alec Baldwin. And so he's carrying this. The cinematographer family is carrying this. The Baldwin's family is carrying this. Both families and the movie crew is all carrying, they're all carrying this terrible tragedy and pain. So stay humble, stay meek. Those who exalt themselves with arrogance and this self-righteous attitude end up humbled. Whatever you sow, that which you will also reap. Whatever you put out comes back to you. If you don't judge, you won't be judged. If you don't condemn people, you will not be condemned. If you forgive, you will be forgiven. That's Luke 6:37 from the man himself, Jesus Christ. So stay humble. Luke 6:36, be merciful just as your Father is merciful. Matthew 6:14, if you forgive people their sins, trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. So I'm staying humble. How about you? So thank you for watching. If you are blessed by this, if you agree, give me a like and subscribe. If you have your own comments, please leave them down below in the comment section. Thanks so much. Have an awesome weekend. God bless.